This presentation shines a spotlight on learner-centered theories and their application to instructional technology. We'll take a look at Bandura's concept of self-efficacy, then we'll turn attention to motivation's role in learning, and finally, we'll explore Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences. But first, let's start with taxonomies in the cognitive and affective domains. Benjamin Bloom developed a theory that classifies thinking into 6 cognitive levels that track a student's linear journey to deeper learning. During the 1990s, Bloom's taxonomy was revised slightly to focus on the act of learning taking place. This chart reflects that revision. Learners come to the classroom with their own attitudes, which are part of the affective domain. They influence a student's ability to process and internalize transmitted knowledge. One of the best-known theories in the affective domain comes from Krathwohl. His progressive taxonomy involves receiving, responding, valuing, conceptualizing, and characterizing. According to these 2 learner-centered taxonomies, learners build skills and take in knowledge progressively. As such, teachers should design lessons that recognize this progressive model of knowledge attainment. The tool shown here may be helpful to teachers applying Bloom's taxonomy in their classrooms. Starting in the middle of the circle and moving out, the teacher can identify verbs and eventually activities that can be incorporated into the lesson. This pyramid version of Bloom's taxonomy includes an overlay of technologies for each classification that a teacher might use in the classroom. It is filled with technology examples to incorporate into lessons. Self-efficacy is a person's belief in his or her ability to set goals and succeed in a task. It is a critical piece of social cognitive theory related to motivation, self-esteem, self-confidence, and cognition. Bandura's description of this theory includes the triadic reciprocity model, which identifies 3 primary influences on learning: personal factors, environmental factors, and behavioral factors. According to social cognitive theory, learners are influenced by motivation and their feelings of self-esteem and self-worth, but also by the instructional strategies of the learning environment. Keeping this in mind, teachers should concentrate on instilling self-confidence in the classroom. A learning environment that includes ongoing feedback, positive incentives, and reachable goals should contribute to strong self-efficacy. Remission is an example of how technology can be used to increase self-efficacy. It is a free adventure game online designed to help young patients with cancer overcome fears and feel more in control of their conditions. In the game, players are nanobot warriors who travel through the bodies of young patients with cancer and destroy their cancer cells. Theorists typically look at motivation from 2 perspectives: intrinsic and extrinsic. Extrinsically motivated learners complete tasks to earn tangible rewards like grades. Intrinsically motivated learners complete tasks to feel internally rewarded. Internal drivers of satisfaction and enjoyment in the task is all they need to take action. Intrinsically motivated learners are linked to greater self-efficacy. Learners need to feel connected and grasp the meaning and worth of a lesson. According to Lepper and Malone, intrinsic learners may be most motivated by learning that involves elements of control, challenge, curiosity, and fantasy. While teachers may need to rely on external rewards to motivate some students, the goal for teachers is to find ways to instill intrinsic motivation in their students so that they may be more likely to become lifelong learners. According to the Pew Internet and American Life Project, 85% of Americans own a cell phone, 76% own a computer, and 42% own game consoles. Technology gadgets are everywhere, and learners are already motivated to use them. Opportunities for incorporating gadgets into the classroom abound. The bigger question: will administrators be motivated to make it happen? Gardner's psychological theory of multiple intelligences is a model for understanding and teaching many aspects of human learning style, personality, and behavior. The 7 basic intelligences Gardner identified are shown here. Other intelligences considered for inclusion in this model are naturalistic, spiritual, and moral. This theory is a tool to aid understanding of overall preferences and strengths. While most people show a tendency toward 1 or 2 intelligences, typically there is a mixture of all the intelligences in each individual. Teachers addressing multiple intelligences in the classroom should work with students rather than for students. They should strive to be creative and multimodal in their own thinking and their own learning in order to see it emerge in their students. An often overlooked intelligence is musical. The online game shown here is a logic test that attempts to measure one's ability to correlate musical phrases with abstract shapes and symbols. It was developed by a medical student researching the connection between brain function and musical perception. In summary, learner-centered theories propose that adapting to students' cognitive levels, learning styles, intelligences, and motivations will boost student achievement and self-efficacy. A multimedia approach can enhance the learning experience even more, appealing to the motivation of today's students. I've witnessed learner-centered teaching in the schooling of my own children. Their perspective is considered, making them active participants in their learning inside and outside the classroom. They are invested in pursuing their interests. I believe this approach has motivated them and boosted their self-efficacy, making them want to be lifelong learners.